Let's jump to this next story. I just saw Phil tweeted this out. This is fun. Anna Kasparian is officially a conservative. She says, I support Ron DeSantis and I will vote for him in 2028. Everyone, all hail Ron DeSantis. I'm kidding. She didn't say it like that.
Oh, I was like, what?
She said, thank you for the free publicity. Yes, the bipartisan bill that DeSantis just signed protecting homeowners from thieves and squatters should be commended. Post Left Watch. I love that.
One of my favorite accounts.
They said Anna Kasparian praises Ron DeSantis and Florida for passing an anti-squatter bill and criticizes New York and California for sitting on their asses and doing nothing about it. She undercuts the premise when she says we don't know how widespread squatting really is. So I suppose it's only a matter of time before Anna comes out and says she's voting for Trump. And I think she might take, like, that probably would irk her that I said that, but it's reality. You can't deny it. You know, Anna, you're watching in real time people who believe in psychotic nonsense. It does not make sense to seize someone's home. It does not make sense to chop up bodies and put them in the drain and then not go to jail. And Anna knows this. And when she says this, if this is what it means to be on the left, I'm not on the left anymore. And Jen goes, no, trust me, it's not. And then every single time they prove her right.
Yeah.
The left comes out and says, yes, we want this. Cenk is trying to maintain this facade for the Young Turks of we're progressive, trust me. But deep down, the more Anna reads, the more she knows they're wrong, they're crazy. And Cenk is just going to keep saying, no, trust me, don't worry.
I feel like he knows too, though. I
Absolutely.
mean, you can't be on the same, set with her talking about this and feel like she's wrong.
I can't speak to her, to what's going on inside of her head, but it seems like she's come in contact with reality. I continuously say that people that are on the left tend to have a counter Enlightenment perspective because they don't set their kind of foundation or the way they structure their lives based on reality. And I think that Anna's personal experiences and the things that she's seen have started to kind of wear away at the romantic idea that or a lot of the romantic ideas on the left. Go ahead.
What did you say this morning? I think Anna got mugged.
I do
Honestly.
I think she had a negative experience with I believe a homeless person. I don't know the whole story. I don't want to speak.
Was it true? Actually,
yes, I
think
that was a while, like 6 months ago or something.
Yeah.
Really?
That's when she first started talking about crime.
Yes.
This is why I say, though, like, everyone talks about, there's that saying that, like, progressives live in the future, conservatives live in the past. I don't think that's true. I think progressives catch on to things quite late, actually. They'll come to terms with, like, problems that exist and see it around them actually quite late. So she's talking about crime being a problem, in 2024. And most of us were seeing that 2020, 2021, and, like, losing our minds.
And also, like, it also speaks to the fact that there is a significant section section of the left that doesn't believe in putting people in jail at all.
Yeah.
Apparently, the Sam Cedar crowd was calling her the next Dave Rubin a year ago.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, she was starting around a year ago talking.
Well, but they also called her like a womb haver or something.
I think that was the first thing is.
That was the first thing she started talking about. And then the crime was the big one that she was like, wait a second.
And then she was like, wait, I read about Kyle Rittenhouse and y'all were wrong.
Yeah, that happened as well. I mean, look at all these things that she's, as far as we're concerned, these are things that were obvious and we've known and talked about for 5 years or whatever,
It's
right?
a cult.
Yeah, it really is.
So when you're in a cult and you're surrounded by people who are reinforcing the lies, it's hard to break out of it.
The mass media, the NBC, ABC stuff is like reinforcing that cult. It's a big media cult. The CIA was doing it with what was that program they were running in like the 60s and the 50s, just media manipulation program. Really popular, well-known CIA program of like just manipulating
I don't think
media.
it was popular. COINTELPRO or something like that?
Maybe.
COINTELPRO or something like that? I'm not sure.
Apparently the program's shut down now, but it doesn't mean that they stopped. This is just a big cult. It is a big cultural control mechanism.
What's the over-under on Anna Kasparian announcing in October she's voting for Trump?
I don't think she would ever admit it, but I think that
she'd
she would do it in the
She get in that booth
Operation
for sure.
Mockingbird is the name of the CIA program. Operation
That's when they
Mockingbird.
infiltrated media. I'm going to be honest. I would bet, she's going to be like, I'm not going to vote for Trump. She's going to walk in the booth and hit Trump.
Yeah, and it goes to show, just like any cult, like you said, things just have to get so extreme for a few stragglers to start to be like, wait, You know, you hear about people who leave actual cults, and it gets to the point where things are just so extreme. So, you know, people not going to jail for having corpses in their house. And it's so crazy because for me,
That was
it's
the
like,
breaking point for
yeah,
Anna.
it's like there was a lot leading up to that, sis, but whatever.
I think in the age that we're in now, if you leave a cult and you have a microphone and you tell the world about the cult and expose it, you can completely dissolve the cult. One person, like
Yeah.
we're not really in the age of this controlling mechanism crap that we used to be, and God willing, we'll never enter into again if we can maintain freedom. So it's easy kind of once you're out of it to kind of speak the truth, especially if you're the righteous one. I think then the cult will fall away. If it's the righteous cult, then you probably aren't going to be able to stop it.
I wonder how much she makes, the Young Turks. Because I
don't
don't.
know.
She's been there for
$700,000 a year.
She probably makes something like that.
$500,000 more, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, she's been there for a long time. I know Jank is probably making millions.
Do they co-own the company? She has stock in the
I don't
company?
think so. But I was told by one of the guys at the Young Turks their subscriber numbers, but this was like 8 years ago, so it could certainly be higher or lower. I don't know. High, but not super high. But I know that they make millions of dollars. They probably make a lot more than that, and they have investment. But I wonder how much she makes. And
Got enough
Like,
to be
and is
able
it
to
worth
say
it?
this now.
well, so the issue is like, I have to imagine that Anna, after all this time of being on the Young Turks, has a pretty happy nest egg, and is not concerned at all about the negative repercussions of calling out the BS.
Because she could easily go independent, you know, if she left or was fired for straying, she could go independent for sure.
Well,
How long
I mean,
have they been doing the Young
it's
Turks?
like 20 years.
Oh, a long
Yeah.
time. I was a kid watching the Young Turks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
she's-
20 years.
She's like, I got enough money where I'm sick and tired of this socialist line because you guys are going to take my money. That's,
Yeah.
that's the long and short of it.
I don't think it's that. I think it's more so that, you know, when you're younger and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing with my career. I don't know how far I can go. And they say, play ball. You might get worried. You might be like, if I lose this job, what do I do? She's at the point in her career where she's like, I got money. Ain't nobody telling me what I can or can't say.
And she's just older, you know, she was really young when she started. And also, I think you can't underestimate how powerful just the fact that she's built her entire social circle probably up around people that are hardcore lefties. And, you know, you see it on the right too. People build their social circle around it. That's why,
You know-
when you come out as a different, you know, ideology or start thinking differently, you shed friends, you shed people.
I think the fact that she's a co-host actually has somewhat insulated her from the cultism of the cult. So for a lot of these people who host their own channels, like Hassan's Mental Breakdown, you saw that?
Yeah.
No.
Hassan's viewership is down like 60 or more percent. His core his subscriber base is dropping. He apparently had a meltdown because he only got 13,000 viewers on a stream where he normally gets, 40 or more.
Oh man, complaining about your viewers
That's
is
ridiculous.
the worst.
Well, his career's done.
What does it help?
If
I
he
don't know,
drops
nobody
this-
wants to be complained about.
Look, he has a breakdown. The issue is for Hassan as the principal of his channel, he has to maintain the lowest common denominator of all his viewers. And if he can't at any point, they leave. Anna's a co-host. She can say whatever she wants.
True.
Whether subscribers come and go, if she's on salary, she doesn't care. Now, Cenk is the guy who's like, no, don't leave the left, because he's thinking, how many subscribers are we going to gain or lose from this line of thinking that she's
It's
taking?
his thing, yeah. This is why also I always say it's equally important to, gain fans or viewers or listeners as to alienating viewers and fans and listeners. Like, you should be alienating people. You shouldn't, it's easier said than done because you want to make the money, but like, you shouldn't always have to appeal to those lowest common denominator people. It takes you in a path that's just dark.
You eventually
Start
burn out.
lying. Yeah, you start lying.
Well,
So look at Hassan. This is what happens. He ends up supporting. He's being criticized by a lot of people for supporting terror and authoritarianism and calling babies colonizers. But it's because he kept trying to say what he thought his chat wanted to hear, so he went crazier and crazier.
Yeah.
And now
Because
everyone's like, "Yo, I'm out."
because the extreme ones are the most vocal.
Yep.
So he's
yeah.
responding to the most vocal as opposed to the normal average person that's watching Hassan that was, honestly probably watched him because it was like, man, I think we should have free healthcare. That's literally
Yeah.
Or
that was the
entertainment.
doorway,
We have people who come on this show and they're like, "Oh, I read the comments," and I'm like, "Why?" That's like 0.01% of viewers.
Yeah.
And so you like, and they're like, "Yeah, but they're good. They're great." I'm like, I understand that, but while it's great that people are commenting, and we recommend you comment and chat more, the majority of people who watch this are watching on their TVs. This is something I think is really important for a lot of people to understand. They're turning their TV on and they're opening YouTube TV or the YouTube app and playing the live stream on their TVs while they're hanging out. So they don't have the keyboards in front of them. They're just watching the show.
And most people don't comment in general. I mean, I remember before I was even a creator, I wouldn't just comment on stuff.
Yeah.
Why would I just comment on stuff, unless I felt, I guess, really
It's
strongly?
it's the 1% rule. What do they call it?
Yeah.
That 1% of the people are responsible for 99% of the content.
So then you're getting led astray by the 1%. So you're losing a lot more people than you think by going in that direction.
This is why when I tweet, I think it's funny that women in New York City are getting punched and everyone loses their collective mind. I laugh. And people are like, they're super mad about it. It's so funny. And I'm just like, I'll say it again. People have said to me over and over again, oh, if you insult or criticize this person, I'll never come on your show. And I'm like, and? I guess that's the limit of Timcast. I'm not going to get Cuomo on the show because I called his brother a murderer or something.
Yeah, who cares?
I mean, if that's what I was going for, I could be more like MSNBC or CNN and try to attract, Cuomo to come. I don't care. I don't care
Well, a
about
lot
these
of people also treat politics like, a group thing or trying to be part of a group rather than just saying what you mean and how you feel, you know?
Also, people that are saying those kind of things are used to the people that they're talking to responding to the offer of proximity. So like we talked about, like, you don't get money for a lot of things that people in the press do. They don't get direct payments. But if you get Barack Obama's chief of staff's phone number, now that's valuable. That's worth way more than money. If he'll take your call, if Barack Obama's chief of staff will take your phone call or respond to your text, that is worth a whole lot more than 10, 20, 50 grand in your pocket. Honestly, especially if when you're at that level where you could possibly get that, 10, 20, $50,000 doesn't matter to you. Like that's whatever money. That's
social capital.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's all about who. Like the vast majority of your life is about who you know and who you interact with. And all money is a social lubricant. It is a way to convince people to act for you. It's, hey, look, I need you to fix my drain. Would you come do it? No. If I give you $500, will you come do it? You bet I'll be there. That's all it is. It's a way to persuade. So, and if you have power, then you don't need the money to get people to do things. And so that access to Barack Obama or maybe to Donald Trump or whoever, to Joe Biden, to Hillary Clinton, those kind of the access to people, those people or the people around them is way more valuable than money.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.